view here. Those of you that are in the system, congratulations. Now, a lot of you, Michelle's going to talk a little bit about this, about, you know, if you haven't gotten yourself logged in on the Founders Pack, and for some that are worried about the credit cards being hit right now, it doesn't matter. We're going to cover all that tonight. So what we're going to do now, Michelle, is we're going to talk about, what do we want to talk about first?
We're going to have to flip the camera because all the words are backwards.
Are the words backwards for you guys?
On here, yeah.
Okay, we're going to switch the camera. So you guys can see that on there? Anybody that's logged in? Are the words showing it backwards? Okay, so now we are trying to see, now what does that look like?
Right backwards.
Okay, Michelle is going to attempt to write backwards. Now Michelle is from Australia, so they don't do English, they do Australian, and so everything's down under and all that. So we good to go? We good?
Yes.
Okay, so I want to introduce you, Michelle, and I'll tell you a quick bit about our story. It's just quick. This is Michelle. Come on in. This is Michelle. She's my better half. Anyways, we got involved with this industry back in 1998. Michelle was not happy, and that's okay. We said we're going to do it anyways. Long story short, we were able to get involved. In 3 months, we tripled our income. We fired our boss within a year. I was on 40, 50 grand a month. Our highest check was about $87,000, and we thought we were doing pretty good. Anyways, but we also learned that other people weren't doing as good as us, and so we thought we better come up with some systems to help those people that can't talk and or that struggle. So we developed the Show Me the Money system, and of course Danny Glover and a lot of other people started endorsing that. Well, we also learned something that was important, that you've got to get involved with the company. The timing is important, the product's important, the company, the people running it, very important. And so I got a phone call from Dallin Larson, and it was really cool. I didn't know who Dallin was, but I know that I didn't like him. And the reason why is because he started this company called Mona V. And within 3 years, I think they hit $900 million, and they blew past my company. So I took it personally. When I say my company, that's where I was, you know, we'd hit the top of the titles. And so I then started talking to him, listening to him, and I thought, well, this is pretty good. So he told me to go and watch this video, so I watched the video with him and Carrie. And I'll tell you what, it was pretty exciting. It touched the right chords. He'd already built a $1 billion company before. Then he did it again. And usually in business, if someone's done it once, then you know they know the pattern. But if they've done it twice, then you know that you can take that to the bank. So anyways, Michelle and I got involved, went down and met with him before the company started. And we said, yeah, we didn't even know what the company was, the product was, but we did know Dallin's heart, and we did know Carrie, so we thought we can follow those people. So we're basically grabbing onto their coattails and running. And it just happened to be they got some pretty good products involved. Okay, so I wanted to give you a little bit of a history, because what we do is we specialize in training programs and things like that. And so I'm going to now introduce Michelle to, she's actually going to do the Vanna White thing. We're in America, so they didn't know that was in Australia, so humor didn't work. So we're going to talk about the enrollment. So she's going to tell you about enrollments, and then I'm going to come back and we're going to do this. So here we go. Yes, you're looking at the camera.
Okay.
It says she's not ignoring everybody.
All right.
I'm sorry.
So tonight I'm going to talk about enrollments and what is happening right now from Monday up to this point. So some of you were entered into the system prior to Monday, and you already have a position, and you will need to go into vcloud.vasayo.com, and you'll need to log in. You'll probably have to reset your password. Everybody has had to reset their password this week. It'll send you out a new password to your email account, and go and log in, and from there you need to go actually to the far right hand side of the page and click on My Account, and then if you hover over that, it'll bring up another tab you can click on. You need to actually go in there and update your contact information. A lot of people are running into trouble placing their initial order, because when it went from the Excel sheet into the system, in the first address box it put the whole entire address. So what you need to do is go into contact info and separate your address out into the applicable boxes, and then hit save, and then go back out to your left hand side and you want to place an order. It's pretty standard. We of course recommend the Founders Pack. It is the ultimate pack. It gives you a lot of product. It gives you 2% share in the company. Is that right, Ken?
Yeah, there's some different things in there.
There's different things in there. This is a company that is going to go multi-billion-dollar. That's the expectation. And so if you have the Founders Pack, you're entitled to a bonus as part of a share of that company. So if you can get the Founders Pack, that's the way to go. There are some still left, and so we highly recommend that. That's for people who want to build this business and maybe don't want to treat it as just a little side thing, but serious, get in and build your business. And of course there are other packs that you can choose from as well to suit everybody's financial plans, and so you can choose whatever pack you want. Then go ahead and make sure you get that order, go all the way through to the end, and then at the end it'll give you an option to print it. I would definitely print that, since we're in the very beginnings of the company and computer systems and that. Keep a record for yourself. And then also I highly recommend that you go back and have a look at your orders that you have placed, and make sure that order is sitting there in your account, and you can click on the little blue order number and it pops it up and it'll show you exactly what you ordered, and then you know for sure your order went through, you've got your Founders Pack or whatever enrollment pack you choose, and everything should be fine. Now, I've sent out to our leaders earlier this week a list of their people who may need to go in to the system and do their enrollment from the very beginning. And so there you would go to Vasayo.com and click on Enroll Now and do your enrollment. You will need to know your sponsor's username. If you have your sponsor's URL, you can do that way also, and that is right here. So it would be www, their username. So if you were signing up under us, and don't do that unless we have sponsored you, it'd be showme.vasayo.com. That's where you would go to take you into our back office, and then you can enroll in our tree under us. But whoever your sponsor is, you need their username right there before .vasayo.com, and go ahead and get enrolled. It's really important that we get that done in the next, hopefully by the end of this week, next week sometime. That would be great. And still, we're still in pre-enrollment, and it's important that we you know, go out and start bringing people in under us, so that come January 3rd when we start, like Dallin said last night, commissions will be paid out in the middle of January. So you want to have one on your right, one on your left, so you're entitled to receive commissions. That's how it works. But Ken and I will go over that a little later as well. But I think that's all. We are going to do a video at home, more of a PowerPoint to help out with these type of things. There is also a recording online. Do you remember where that is?
No, but we'll
I'll try and find it and put it up on our Facebook page and put the link there. You can go to that, and that will talk you through the enrollment process as well. So back over to Ken.
Okay. Excellent. Now the most important thing right now is go Chiefs. Kansas City Chiefs. I don't know what they're at now. Do we know what the score is? That's how much I love these guys, because I'm doing this meeting during the Kansas City Chiefs Raiders game. Are they winning, losing? Does anybody know?
Chiefs are winning 21-3.
Oh, Chiefs. Jeez. Anyways,
21-10.
21-10. Yeah, they got lucky. Okay, my wife just told me to focus. Anyways, okay. So now we're going to talk about the plan. So if you want to go ahead and do that. Now there are two types of plans out there, comp plans. We were a part of the uni level, which is been around for like 60 years, and there are some benefits to the uni level. So this company is actually a hybrid in how it's paid. We were experts in the uni-level program, but then I was introduced to the binary, which is the other. So we have the uni-level and the binary, which we're learning about and finding out that I was told this, that if you're a uni-level person, it will take you a while to understand the binary, and it did. I was trying to figure out, you know, how this worked, but once you understand the binary, you won't go back to the uni-level. So this company did the best thing. They did a hybrid. They have a uni-level and a binary. And a binary basically means two. So you build one on the right, one on the left. A uni-level, you can go unlimited. You can sponsor all the way across. So let's start over here with our, let's just put, yeah, we'll go with the uni-level. So when you bring somebody in, okay, so here's you. And when you bring your first person in, they become, they're your first one. So that's what a uni-level looks like. It's, and you can just go, you can go 1,000. I did 400 in my last company, personally sponsored. So what does this look like in the binary tree? Well, we'll show you what the binary is. So when you have the binary, there's you again. So you've started, of course, in the uni when you sponsor. Then here you are. And before I go into that, there's this thing that people are talking about, the common or shared leg and the pay leg. So there's two different ones. So my sponsor is here. I'm on the right side of my sponsor. So therefore, this is my common leg, or common or shared. So this one here is a common. You want to write that down for me? It's just for my purposes. I'm expert in the one and just learning about this in the other. This is why we have good upline. This is why we do it. So we have the common here. So my sponsor, there's me. That is now my common leg. And what that means is that anything that my sponsor does, he can only go down one or the other side. So that means he might or she might sponsor someone. It always has to go to the bottom of the right or the bottom of the left. That's the brilliance of a binary. A uni-level, you're like your own island. So you go in, you go in, you go in, you go in, and it's like, it's just you. You do your own work, which is, that's why it's so difficult. But this is also why the binary is so effective.
And a simple, I'm going to pop in here.
Yeah.
A simple thing is, because we're teaching you kind of from our leg, if your sponsor sponsors you in on his right leg, that is your common leg. If he sponsors you in on his left leg, that is your common leg. So whatever leg he sponsors you in is your common leg.
Very good. So that's right. So now what happens now, where does this person here, we were taught by our upline, and I was able to speak to Corbin and Holly and Dallin yesterday morning. It was so good to hear them. And this is the advice. When you get your first person, you sponsor your first person over at Jean's. Oh, is that you, Jean? Jean owns this place. She can do anything she wants. So when we have this first one, oh, you just picked up new phones. They're running so many cool businesses here. You got to stop in if you're in this area. Okay, so when you sponsor your first one, it's recommended that you put them in your common leg. Your first one, this is what is recommended to us, so we're going to teach that. And so the first person you sponsor goes there. Now here's the thing, in a uni level, people would say, oh, I don't want my sponsor, I don't want to lose places, because in a uni level you only get paid down to certain levels. If somebody comes into your business down here, you don't get paid on them. There's different things, compression and all that, but the reality is you then start to try to build everything close, and when someone way down there wants your help, a lot of the times people would say, well, you're not in my pay leg, it's out of my pay, so they don't do it. And so that's the part that is different, whereas here, if your sponsor has to sponsor someone and they're going down the common, they will put their person under this bottom spot. So you don't have to worry. I call that like manna from heaven. If your sponsor's going to put somebody under you, you just thank them very much. Hey, thank you very much. We don't have that in the uni level. So this is why I like the binary so much. And so it just means that that person will go there. And so let's now say you've now sponsored your second person. So in the uni level, you get your sponsor. Now, where does that person fall in the binary tree? This is what's recommended. You need to have one on your right and one on your left. You can keep going. You should have seen us practicing this today. It's funny. So, right and the left. Now you're qualified to receive benefits of the binary tree. So you have to have one on the right, one on the left. And so, this is what we call, or is known as, the pay leg. The reason why it's the pay leg is because you'll soon see, because you're having help, and if you have a good, don't expect help from your sponsor. I have a good friend of mine that got no help and built a million people in down and made fortunes. But this one will automatically start to grow. In fact, most of you in this room, I think you're seeing that right now. Would that be correct? I mean, like tens, dozens, 50, 60. It's kind of neat watching this happen right now, because I've never seen that before. So this one will automatically start running. So you want to go and focus on your pay leg. And your pay leg is the one that's here. And so when your sponsor comes in there, they're going to say, listen, I'm going to drive my business down that way. And you want to get involved with them. That's a place to be with. So now let's say what happens if we sponsor our third person. So when we sponsor a third person, where should that person go? Well,
Let them answer.
okay, let you answer. Where should that third person that you sponsor go in the tree? Pay leg? What do you guys think? That sound good? Pay leg it is. That's what would be, because you get paid to the shortest leg. So if your sponsor is running like crazy and it's all going down there, then you got to go, oh, wait a minute, that's nice, but I need to go catch that. So I want to start working on the second leg. And so my sponsor basically taught me 95% of your business, your sponsors, you want to put them down there because this one will run, and we're watching that right now. What's really cool is right now we're level. so Michelle and I are watching, and it's fun.
Race.
It's fun to watch. It's like, you know, it's running down there. It's like, oh, he's running there. Well, I'm going to run over here. It's just fun. And while we're having fun, people are going to get paid. And I love that. Okay, now what happens when, well, let's say this person here, number 2. So there's someone that I sponsored, and they sponsor their first one. We'll call it 2.1. This is their sponsor, and this is their first one. And here's 2. What should that person do?
What leg should they sponsor them in?
So number 2's now got their very first one.
Their first pay.
Anyone? It's recommended, remember at the beginning we talked about, your very first person you sponsored should go on which leg? The common leg. The common leg. That way it gives them, you get a little kickstart, right? And then, so that's what's recommended. You can do whatever you want, but that was what we've been taught.
If they're a big builder though, Ken, where would you recommend putting them?
Well, if they're a big builder, you want to put them on the other side. So if you got yourself a hitter, and I'll tell you what, it's fun to watch when these hitters come in. I mean, it's fun watching Matt's business, and it's like boom, and all of a sudden there's Lon's business, boom, and I was like and all of a sudden you're watching things happen.
We've got a room full of hitters here.
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah. So this whole room are going to be millionaires. That's what the goal is. That's what we're going to shoot for. And our job is to work closely with the company with training programs to make sure that we give you all the tools that you need to be able to go and take your pay leg and make that pay. Some of you are out there going, I don't know what to say. I don't know what to do. That's what we're working on right now. It's kind of easy right now because no one's paying anything. So right now they're just getting their spots. And then in January, that's when the credit card will be hit. And from there, that will give them time to see what they want to do and how they want to do it. And the Founders Pack are going fast. I don't know them. Hopefully there's some left, but just put it in there anyways because some people might get the Founders Pack. It's only $7,500. Some of them might get it, but might not have enough money at the time, so there may be a spot that opens up. So something to think about. Just click on there and hope you get one.
Where are we putting him?
Okay, so where does 2.1 go? So 2.1 goes where? Common leg.
So which?
Okay. So here's 2.
Here's 2. He's got 2 legs. Which one of these is his common leg? Excellent.
Show off.
So we're gonna
Obviously, you're a professional. Oh, there we go. That's right. And then if he sponsors the second one, where would that go? He has to have 2 to get the business going, right? Sponsor 1 right, 1 left, and there we go. And that's kind of the basics of this program. And we'll go back through and do it. We'll have a better video of it. But does anyone have any questions at this time right now? Oh, and from home, Rebecca's attempting to answer any questions. But what's great is this is recorded, so and other people will be able to go back and see it, and they can go back through it. So that's pretty much how the binary works and the uni-level works. Okay, so pass the time back over to you.
No, you want to talk about
Oh, she's going to tell me what to do.
start. Good,
Okay.
better, best.
So right now, as you saw on the call last night, on the Facebook Live, Corbin, was it Corbin that had the tear-off pad? That's coming. So what we're doing is we're right now just setting some things up. We have what we call your start, your good, better, and best. I've always liked the good, better, and best scenario. So when you start, we know that the minimum to get paid is 1 on your right and 1 on your left, right? 1 on your right, 1 on your left. So that's a good start, you know. And if you get a customer, that's you want to try and get customers. Always customers. Everything is customers. So once you learn how to put one on your right and one on your left, that's the business. And then you teach these people, what do they learn? One on their right, one on their left. Same thing, one on their right, one on their left. But because this is a uni level, you can sponsor as many as you want. You got the uni level aspect to sponsor as wide as you want, and they just go in the tree. This is why this is such a lucrative. In fact, the binary plan maxes out at about $26,000 a week. I think is the most you can make out of a binary. But the uni level part of it, and this is why it's a hybrid. The uni level part then goes in there. If you sponsored 1, sponsored 2, sponsored 3, then you get check match. So let's say that you sponsor. So let's say that Gene, you sponsored Matt. Matt makes $10,000 a month, and you have say 6 to 10 customers. If he made $10,000 that month because you sponsored him in the uni level, you're going to make 30% of his check. So that's where the real money starts to come in. So if you sponsor one, that person goes out and makes 10 grand, and you've got 10 customers, then you're going to make about $3,000. Now, if he sponsors someone, then the company's going to give you 10%. I believe it's 10%. So anyways, we're still in the middle of it, but 10% of the person that he sponsors. So if that person makes $10,000 a month, because you sponsored Matt, and Matt sponsored Paul sponsored John, whatever, every time you go through that list, you get a percentage. And I believe it goes down 7 levels. So the real money, this is lovely money, that's nice, but the real money is the ones who go out and do the sponsoring. Hence the reason that we're teaching some of these basic programs, because once you understand how simple this is, then it'll make it easier for you to do it with plug-in systems. So we say a good start, get your one on your right, one on your left, get them in the system, and then hopefully have a good upline and things start to happen. Now, a good way is what I was taught. I was taught that I should at least get 4 personally sponsored on my right and 4 on my left. So I took care of that really quick. I think I put 5 or 6 on my common leg, but the rest I put over here, 50 or 60. I'm not sure what the number is. But all of a sudden, you start going down that one. 4 and 4 will set you up. The reason why he said 4 and 4, because you'll have to go through a lot of numbers, but if you pick 4 and 4, the top of the plan, I think it's called, does anybody know that it's like a crown blue diamond, do triple diamond? I'm going to learn it because that's all I see. That's what I did in my last company. I didn't see all the other titles. I saw that one. What do I need to do that? That's all I'm going for. So that's how I think, and I did it, and I did it in record time. So you only need to have 3 diamonds on the one side and 3 diamonds on the other. It's $1 million cash payout once you hit it, and you're making probably $300,000 to $500,000 a month. Anyways, it's exciting. It's cool.
It's crazy.
It's crazy.
It is.
But you can do that in a binary. You can do that in a binary. And what if it takes a year? What if it takes 3 years? What if it takes 5 years? What if it takes 7 years? In 7 years, you look back at your last 5 years, and then you see, where am I at right now? 5 years. Okay, are you in the house that you want to be, the car you're in, the neighborhood you want, are your kids going to the school they want? Okay, so that's the results of your last 5 years. So if we don't do something for the next 5 years, or change something, then we're, what is the, so they say that, what's that thing, the thing of insanity? Yeah. So definition of insanity, keep doing things you're always done, expecting something else. Oh, I don't know why I'm not a millionaire. Well, you haven't done anything. So it's kind of, we're going to go through a lot of those trainings for other people. So the next thing is what's called the better one. And some of you heard about that last night. I've heard of it for a while. Call it 2020 vision. 2020-10 though. We like to add the 10 because we want to always try and maintain 10 customers. Always customers. Customers do not go in the plan. If somebody just wants to buy a product, they want to spend $4 and get energy or sleep or whatever, and they're just buying from the company, they are your customers. But I believe what's going to happen is when they become a customer, they might get a follow-up. Hey, I hope you're enjoying the product. If you'd like to make money from any referrals, then here's what you do. And they click on the link, which takes them to your downline. Then they become part of the business, but they're no longer your customer. They're now a business partner. So you then go out and find customers. The customers actually, apparently, it's really easy. I've never been a customer guy because in the uni level, you got to keep going. You just got to keep pumping it, pumping it. Whereas here it's different. Okay, so 20, 20 on your right, 20 on your left, 10 customers, and that right there. The reason the 20 is if you get 20 people, you're going to get 5 good ones. Out of those 5 good ones, you're going to get your diamond. So that's the reality of it. So. And then, so 20-20-10. 20-20 perfect vision is what people
And how
call
do they
it.
get 20 and 20?
Then we got to go to the
One at
best.
a time.
Oh yes, that's right. How do you get 2020? One at a time. Sponsor one on your right, sponsor one on your left.
Because the important thing to remember is, and a lot of people get caught up in this, is they feel they've got to compete against everybody else in the Vasayo business. And so the only person you're competing with is yourself. It's your business. You decide how big or small it's going to go. So we recommend, even though it's 20-20-10, put one, and just go. And when you've got the one, get the other one. When you've got that, work on the other one. And just focus on you and how your one and one are going. And you'll find you'll probably get a lot more than 20-20.
Yeah, you will. And of course the best, well, it's not the best, but sponsor 100 people. In fact, there's a rumor that says that they're working on a club for those that have sponsored 100 people. I don't know a lot, but it's a
Blue
rumor.
Sapphire,
Oh no, that's a different one.
Oh, that's
Blue Sapphire is a
different.
lot easier than I think the 100. I don't know. Wonderful Blue Sapphire, but I'm only seeing
Oh,
the
this
crown,
is
right?
That's
So,
right.
but there's another one. No, there's another one in there that
What is
it's
it?
going to be something special. I think so. That's
I
the
think
rumor.
it's just for our team.
It might be. I don't know. It might be. And yeah, if you're on our team, of course you're on our team. So sponsor 100, and it's really funny because it's not as hard. It's really not that
Sponsor
hard.
100 on auto ship. Or,
Yeah. Oh no,
it's
they just have to. If you got to sponsor them, and then they got to have product order.
No, they've got to be on auto ship, honey.
Yeah, I know. And the auto ship, I believe, is like 80 points. I still got to learn more about that, but it's like 80 points. And because I had someone say, "Oh no, it's 250." No, it's not. It's 80 points.
which is about $110.
Yeah,
About-
with shipping and...
About 110, which is really kind of cool, because our company we were spending $150, $200, and upwards of that. So this is kind of nice. All right, so that's basically in a nutshell. Is there anything I just needed to cover? One last thing from how do we get somebody in? So you know that where to send people. Are we good with this?
Yep, start with your list.
Okay, so
There's your prompt right there.
oh, here's my prompt. Michelle keeps me sort of on track. I haven't seen it yet. Ooh, there it is. Okay, so these are the ones that Holly mentioned today, which is going to be kind of the system that they're using, of course. Make sure you get your enrollment pack. If you came in and you don't know, just go in your back office, and if you need help, you can. They can just go to support@vasayo.com.
If there's a problem, yeah.
If there's a problem there, or if you need to, you can contact Michelle at showmevasayo@gmail.com. Okay, so here's some of the things. Make sure your pack's on. If you're not sure, just check, and then check with us. Chart your vision. I love to use Jack Zufeld's analogy where he talks about your core desire. He speaks heavily on this. He goes, sometimes goal setting, in his opinion, he said, I saw him in Australia, big room, 500 people from a big company, and he said, goal setting doesn't work. And everyone else, I thought they were going to throw stuff at him. Anyways, what he was getting at was, he said, well, the average person makes 10 New Year's resolutions. The average person will get 2 out of the 10. So that's only a 20% success rate. So he says, well, if you have a 20% or an 80% failure rate at your job, what would happen? You'd be fired. If you're an 80% failure rate at your relationship, what would happen? You get divorced, you're breaking up. So that 20% success is not good. So Jack talks about drilling down to your core. And so I saw him at a meeting we did together, and he said, he brought a lady up on stage, and he says to this lady, he goes, in order to get all that your heart desires, there's a scale from 1 to 100. 1 being at the bottom, 100 being that you get it. And when you hit 100%, there's a switch that turns on that allows you to overcome all obstacles. We all have the God-given innate ability to overcome all obstacles, but the problem is there's a switch, and most people didn't know how to turn on that switch. So he then went in and said, he brought her up, and he says, okay, so tell us, what do you want with all your heart? Knowing that the switch to get everything you want is 100%. So she said, I want financial freedom. And the audience is yelling out, 50%, 55%. She's mad. She's like, no, I want money. No, 50, there's no passion. There's nothing there. So Jack says, okay, if you had financial freedom, what would you do, or how would that make you feel? And then she said, oh, that's easy. I travel the world. And then the audience is saying, 60, 65. Remember, it has to be 100 to turn on the switch. So she's starting to drill. Jack calls it drilling down to your core. And then so 60, 65. And then Jack says, okay, if you could travel the world what would you do, or how would that make you feel? This time she looks down and she's got her microphone. I'm on the side watching this. I'm thinking, this is interesting. See what happens. She's looking, then she looks up and she says, then I'd have this inner peace. I would have freedom. And the audience says, oh, it's not 100, but it sure is more important than financial freedom and traveling the world. So they're yelling, 80, 80. She wants that. That's what she wants. And then Jack says one more time, says, if you could have this inner peace or this feeling of what you talk freedom, what would you do? This time she's looking down, long time, kicking the mic. And the long time on the live stage is interesting. She's kicking the mic. She looks up and she's got tears running down her eyes, and she says, then maybe my husband and I would get along better. And the audience goes, ah, there it is, 100%. You see, Jack says, you love your husband. Oh, I love him, but when we get together, we clash. And then Jack says, and all you can think about is go make some money so you can get on a plane and get away from him. She goes, yeah, that's why I'm at the seminar. And he says, here's the problem. He goes, you've now identified at 100% what you want. When you were down here thinking this is it, you don't get that switch. You don't get that extra power. He says, it's like when Alice in Wonderland, the Cheshire Cat, the fork on the road, right or the left, and she goes, which road do I take? And the cat says, well, where are you going? She goes, I don't know, because I guess it doesn't matter which road you take. It's the same thing with this. So you want to find out what it is you want with all your heart. May take some. In fact, I've talked to Jack, and he's got a book called The DNA of Success. He said that our team will be able to get that for free. So I'll go work with him on how to get that. It's just going to be an ebook, but it's brilliant. I read that book. It changed my whole philosophy of thinking, which allowed me to even break. And it's not just in networking. It's in all types of life. Okay, we're going to get down here really quick. So set goals, or I call it core desires, and commit to it. Build a list. Important, this list. People, you've got to do a list. The bigger your list, the bigger your money. That's reality of it.
And don't care who's on it.
You don't care. Don't judge that person. One of the ways that we teach is that when you're talking to somebody, we're not going to scale people, but let's say that you have a scale again from 10 to 1. A 1 might be that person that's on a park bench, homeless, something, right? As far as working, there's nothing wrong with them. And then the highest might be your Bill Gates, all that. So let's say you're a 5. Now, people are always more comfortable talking to people that look up to them, right? So if somebody looks up to you, you have this, hey, how you doing? Whereas when you're talking to somebody that you're looking up to, it's almost like, oh, you're almost not comfortable. So when you're talking of a scale, so let's say you're a 5. If you're talking to someone that's comfortable, then that 5 is a 4. Then the 4 would be the same thing. They're going to be, I'm more comfortable talking to my peers. Then it becomes a 3. Then 3's talking to 2, 2's talking to 1. And so there's nothing wrong with that, but when you're building a business, you want to find the people that are on your level, and you want to take 10 people. This is what I'd write, 40 people. 10 people you want to help, 10 people that you look up to, and 20 people that are your peers, your family, your friends, the ones that you're comfortable, you're hanging out with. So that is where I was taught by one of the greatest networkers of all time. And he said that is a good way to start learning, because it's easy to talk to your peers, but then that's where it stays. And so a lot of businesses will hiccup. So if you think of it like that, to think of 10 people you want to help, 10 people you look up to, and 20 right down the middle that you're at a company party, you're at a friend's house, that is a good solid way. And then you have to add to that list. Keep adding to that list. The bigger your list, the bigger your checks. We can't get around that. And what we're going to do is develop nice, easy ways for you to introduce it to the business, help you to become comfortable, because we all have different personality types. We won't go into that tonight, but there are different personalities, and so you may say something to one that might just take offense to it, and then you can say it to someone else, and they might say, yeah, that is awesome. So we're going to these are all the things that we're going to go. This network marketing is a career. There are more millionaires in this industry, so no matter what anyone says, oh, you're not one of those things, it's okay. It's okay. I mean, Lon, Gene, and Scott, they own restaurants. This is cool, but they also know cash flow, and this is a way that they can leverage their time, still keep your business. Don't quit your jobs. This is what I tell people. Don't think that the money's going to roll right away. It did for me. We retired in 3 months. That was cool, but not everyone's going to do that. I've had so many people get in, they see it, and then they think, oh, I'm going to own everything, so I'm going to quit my job so I can spend all of my time doing this. We don't recommend that at all. I tell people double or triple your income before you leave. That's what I do. I think it's a safe plan. Okay, so then build your list, you contact them, and set a time and sit down with them if you can. We're going to go through trainings on that a little bit later. I love the internet because most of the people I know don't always live around. They live across the way. So I'm going to show you a simple way. In fact, Rebecca, what was Dallin taught at that very first meeting, my daughter Rebecca here, what was it that he said that was a good recruiting that made sense to her? She's 18. And she's single, guys. Okay. That one. Okay. Yeah, I'm working on it. I told her I was trying to get her married off when she was 13. So there's some countries that do that.
Alan said, I found something exciting and new where we can have some fun, help some people, and make some money.
Okay. Why did that resonate with you? Yeah, you.
I don't know. I think it's a good approach because it's something that you can do in your time, spare time, where you as they own a restaurant, something that they can do that will help them and themselves, but not only help themselves, but help everyone around them and help other people.
Very good. So, what was that? Can I read that?
It's in scribble right there.
So it's in scribble right here. So when Dallin said that, Rebecca wrote it down, and I thought that was cool to see an 18-year-old do this. I found something exciting and new where we can have some fun, because that's more important than any of that. That's what's first on the list. Help some people and make some money. I mean, that's so cool. And then you say, listen, I want to send you something I'm really excited about. I love this. I'd like to send you the link. And you send them your Vasayo page. So Rebecca's username, rebecca.vasayo.com. Lex, yours would be Lex. Did you get Lex as your username?
I think so.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah,
And what did you get?
Thanks a lot.
Did you get Juan? See, this is what's cool about being in the beginning. I mean, where else can you get your first name? That just shows you how close we are to the top. So make sure, I think you can go in and change it in the website. So you can go in there and you can go and see if your first name or something else cool. If you got something like Ken is a Gamp 127, that's a lot. That's a lot. What are you laughing for? Anyways, so I will leave that. Michelle's over there going, So, sorry, you get what you get.
Where that relates is your bottom line. That may be jumping ahead, but that relates to the very bottom there.
That's right.
Yes.
In fact, that's what we'll do. We're going to go set this all up for you and get it done. But you want to know what your username is. And you want to send that out. The more people that you send out, the better.